Hello, so I thought I'd jump on today to give you a show into my inventory binder. I have been working on it for the last couple of days, so I thought I'd show you where I've got to. So this is an old magazine folder that I've just repurposed. So my first section is my distress oxides. I've done 4 different techniques on a piece of card where I've stamped it, used water drops, blended it and used a baby wipe through a stencil. To give an example, the sticky note is to remind me that I've only done that many of them and that I need to finish doing the rest of them. There's 30 in total. My next one is my StazOn ink, so I've just stamped it out on a piece of card. My next one is Lawn Fawn. I've stamped it out. Stampin' Up ink, I've stamped them out. And then on the little swatch here, what I've done is I've took a aqua brush, dipped it on the ink pad and then smushed it on the cardstock to see what it looks like once it's been activated with water. And I did that with all my Stampin' Up inks. My next one is my Distress Oxide sprays. I have 1. So that's all I've got in my swatch folder at the minute. The next one is my Distress Spray Stains, and I've got only a handful of them, but I've got one here. I'm thinking about changing it because on these ones all I did was spray the card, but I'm not a huge fan of how that came out, and it doesn't really give you a proper show of what the colours are, because these two look exactly the same at the minute and yet they're 2 different sprays, so I'm thinking about redoing them. This is my Dylusion ink sprays. I've got a few of these, and then I'm also thinking about changing this up as well, because my black on my white card looks exactly the same as my white on my black card. And they also don't look like they've given much of a colour. This one I seem to completely almost missed my card in total. This is my Heidi Swap ones. I've only got 3 of them, but they're discontinued now, so unless I find them on sale pages, I don't know if I'll be getting them. This one is my paints, and then I've separated them, so that's one group of paints, that's another, this one's another, and then the lonely one down here is another one, and then same on this side. I've got only 1 of that brand, 2 of that brand, these ones are all 1 brand, this one's another brand, which is 2 different whiteout pens, like your like the Tipp-Ex tape, but the pen version. I've got a Poundland one and one I got with my Marvel comic books when I collected the How to Draw the Marvel characters one. So this one's pens. I've got all my Crayola pens here. I'm Scribblicious. My Pilot pens, I've got the G1 Pastels and the G207s. I've got my Dovecraft metallic pens here. The next one's pencils. All I've done is my Tim Holtz Distress Crayon. I've only got the bronze one. So I'll be adding all my swatches of my Crayola and my ones that I got with my Marvel How to Draw collection. This one is drops, so I've got my 2 Lonely Nouveau drop samples here, and then these ones are all my Dovecraft ones. I did actually find out while doing this that a good 4 or 5 of them I had to discard off because they'd actually gone off and they wouldn't even come out of the little tube. So when I was squeezing it, I squeezed it that much that the little piece here popped off and the whole solid contents came out. I hadn't actually realised that they'd gone off, which which is a shame because I do like using these. I'm hoping you can see alright because I haven't got any lights on today. This one's for my embossing powders, which I haven't done. So that should still technically have... There. So anything with a pink post-it note on is to remind me that I still need to finish that section. So this one's my embossing powders, which I haven't done anything. This one I've labelled as texture. Not 100% sure what I was thinking about when I put this one in here, because after it I've got texture paste, embossing powders, stencils, and then we go into stamps, which I also haven't done, punches, which I've started, dies, which I've started. This one's paper. This is how I have my just flick it over. This is how I set out my paper collections. So each of these corresponds with one of these. But while doing this, I did notice that there was an awful lot of things on here that I do have in collections that I don't actually have written down here. So when I rewrite these, I'll be adding these ones onto it. So the ones that I messed up was I wrote on here that we have 4x8 paper pads and we don't, they're 6x8, I messed up that. 6x12 paper pads, brads, flares, journaler bits, foam stickers, stamps, 6x12 stickers, and word titles are the ones that I'd realised that I hadn't written down on here, but they actually are the ones that I collect when I buy a collection of things. So this one's all my Stamperia. This one is Craft Sensations. This one's Echo Park. This one's Simple Stories. This one's Simple Stories. This one's Cocoa Vanilla. And this is what I was talking about. If I've got something, I was ticking 12, which is other, and then next to it I was writing down what the other was. So on the first collection I've written down 6x12 stickers, word titles and flare buttons, because I've got them out of the collection but I had no boxes to tick on that. This one is Pink Fresh Studio, this one's Trimcraft, this one is Miscellaneous. So I've got one that I'm not even going to try and pronounce on this one, 7 Dot Studios and Photoplay on here, and then this is all my spare cardstock, protectors, and charts, which I need to add that one back in. So I'm hoping to, realistically speaking, I know it's not going to happen, but I would hope to have this done by the end of February. I'm going to work my little butt off and try and get as much of this done as possible, and I will keep you posted. Thank you. Bye.